Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Matt Ross, the Known Wolf, coming at you with a new video entitled, Are Traffic Lights Conspiring Against You? i.e., is projection ruling your life? This is my question. And why am I using the example of traffic lights and projection? Well, they're a great example of how projection can throw your internal kingdom into chaos. So let's talk a little bit about what is projection. Projection is where you erroneously attach an internal feeling or an internal aspect of yourself to something externally, like a traffic light, for example. So let's talk about that example. Let's say you're getting up for work, you jump in your car, you're driving to work. You hit a red light, and what's one of the first things that happens to you? You start saying to yourself, oh my God, I'm gonna be late for work. This red light, these stupid red lights, I can't believe I hit another red light. This red light is gonna make me late for work, and if I'm late for work, the boss is gonna give me trouble. And you instantly, as soon as you hit that red light, man, you start to project. And that's why I asked you the question, are traffic lights conspiring against you? Is it the red light's fault that you're late for work? Or on the flip side, you hit a green light or you hit a series of green lights and you're like, oh, I'm living life right because I'm hitting these green lights and I'm going to get to work on time because of it. But do you see, do you see how quickly and how easily your day can be thrown into chaos because of something so simple as a light, as a traffic light? Let's look at what is an actual traffic light? What's the purpose of a traffic light? What's the spirit behind it? Right? Stop, slow down, go. That's it. That's what a traffic light is meant to do. Yet when we hit a traffic light, a red light, oftentimes we will project something else onto it very easily. Where, for example, being late for work. And then that starts to spiral into other things. And as you're sitting at the red light, you start to think about other things that you despise about traffic, and you just start to spiral. And that's how easily it can be for a projection to set you off on the wrong day, kind of put your foot on the wrong side of wake up on the wrong side of the bed, in other words. So what I want to talk a little bit about is how do we keep an eye on these projections, and how do we recognize the difference between a projection and what is? At the end of the day, what is? Okay, you hit a red light, you stopped. That's it. Nothing else. If you're going to be late for work, fine. Not a big deal. It is what it is. But that's got nothing to do with the light. It's got everything to do with you. And maybe there's something else going on in your life that is actually causing you to be late for work, or for something to be going on in your life that is not what you're aware of. So when we think about traffic lights and we think about projection, it's a great example of how projection can start throwing us off in our daily life. And I want to think about what are some other things that we project about. These traffic lights. Can you believe these stupid traffic lights making me sick, making me late all the time? I can't believe those stupid traffic lights making me late. I can't stand traffic lights, not even the good ones. And then you think about, I want to think about, well, let's give you an example of what a recent projection I had, and how it can throw you off very easily. So I have a dog, and my dog peed on my bed, on the sheets of my bed. Now, what was happening was my realtor was going to be over in an hour to take photos of my place so we get a new posting up for my condo, because we're still in the process of selling the condo. My dog pees on the sheets. So now there's a big yellow stain on the sheets, and boom, I jump right into projecting. What am I projecting? Oh my goodness, my place isn't going to be ready for my realtor. This is going to screw up all the photos. And then what happens? I give my dog crap. I'm like, Bella Lupita, you're being a bad girl. You shouldn't have peed on the sheets. And then Bella Lupita's mom's giving her trouble. Bella Lupita, why did you pee on the sheets? And you just see this onslaught of projection. And what's the purpose? Because I only discovered the peeing on the sheets, I don't know, probably 20 minutes after she did it. So even by giving my dog trouble for that, she's not going to know what she's in trouble for. So now what's happening is now I'm upset. My dog's mom's upset. Bella Lupita's hiding because she feels bad for doing something. She's not sure what she did wrong. When all that needed to be done was state what is and then move forward with your life. So, for example, the dog peed on the sheets. Okay, great. That's the reality of what's happened. Now what do I need to do? What can I do about this scenario? Okay, so I need to clean these sheets. So Paola goes, grabs the sheets, starts spot cleaning the sheets. We then take it, get the pee out of the sheets, throw it in the washing machine, wash it, throw it in the dryer, dry it. And this is all done by the time that the real estate agent gets there. All of that projection of giving the dog crap and of worrying about not getting the photos done right, and because of this, I'm not going to be able to sell my car. You see how easily those projections can start taking over your day and taking over your night, taking over your life. And, it's happened to me. So that was just an example of how easily we can be sucked into the void of projection and how it's a waste of your energy, complete waste of your energy. Just like yelling at somebody for cutting you off in traffic. What is that going to do for you? It's a waste of your time. Yelling at a red light and blaming a red light for making you late is a waste of your time. And one thing so when we talk a little bit about projection, I want to talk a little bit more about, okay, so how do we identify, how do we identify if we are projecting onto something? Think about somebody that you dislike, anybody. And what you got to do is think about all the qualities that you dislike about them. So for example, they're lazy, they are conniving, dishonest, arrogant. Think about all those qualities you don't like in the person. Write a big list of the qualities you don't like in the person. And then, let's go this way. And then, talk to a friend or a spouse or anybody. These traffic lights. They're conspiring against me, I swear. Write off that list. And go over it and review the list or run through the qualities with your spouse or with a good friend of yours. Okay? And ask them what they think about these qualities on the person that you dislike the most. And ask them, do they see any of these qualities in you? And then, when you've done that, review the list again, a second time. But this time, when you review the list, put I am in front of every quality. I am lazy. I am conniving. I am dishonest. I am all these qualities that you dislike in somebody else. Typically you have buried in you somewhere, you just don't want to admit it. So when you start projecting onto something or someone, some person, place, or thing, a lot of the times it's just you're projecting the hidden qualities you have in yourself that you don't want to admit you have. And really it's a lesson for you to learn about how projection is ruling your life, how projection is throwing your internal kingdom into chaos. That's an easy thing you can do to kind of determine what projection is. And another great thing you can do is if you drive a car, if you're in traffic is a cesspool of projection. Think about people that go road rage and people running red lights and people running all that stuff. These are just the internal turned external. Oh wow, some nice cars. And really, at first, when you write the list and you say, I am these things, your ego is probably going to tell you, oh no, you're not. You're not lazy. You're not ignorant. But if you sit with it and you ponder on it long enough, you'll start to realize that you do have these qualities in you, and that you just kind of put the blame on other people for these qualities. And I think the other piece about projection is when you project the negative or positive qualities onto people, you all of a sudden you absolve yourself of responsibility for having these qualities, versus trying to figure out how do you recognize that these exist and accept that they're there, and they're going to bubble up every once in a while, and the key is to recognize that they're there. And how projection and now projecting is so easy, because look at this nice bridge. Look at this bridge. Look at this over here too. They're building something over here, the Portland Projects. But you can start to get an idea of how projection can rule your everyday life, and it can put you into so easily. These projections can make you miserable, or they can make you happy, is what you think, and you're just constantly on the teeter-totter of happiness, rage, anger, depression, and you're just constantly teeter-tottering between projections. Project, man. Versus accepting what is. What is the reality of the scenario? This is the key thing that we want to do. Some water here. See Toronto skyline over there getting blocked out though, a little bit. And then you start thinking about what else? Then you start thinking about what else do you project on? What about your favorite football team or hockey team? Think about how that throws you in and out of happiness and sadness and anger and so, for example, your favorite football team scores a touchdown to take the lead in the game. You start celebrating, you start exuding energy. Or your favorite football team fumbles the ball and loses the game, and now you're sad and you're depressed. Do you see how you let other people, other things, people, places, things control you internal without even knowing it? Control your happiness, control your depression, versus just accepting it. You know, for example, the team you like lost the football game. So what? Big deal? Not a big deal. Versus being on the teeter-totter of happiness or sadness. Here's another traffic light. Come on, traffic light, you're getting in the way of my video. What else do we put projections on? And you can project good things on the people as well. Not just bad things. So you might have a favorite celebrity that you like, and you see qualities in them that you really appreciate, that you like, without realizing that those are the qualities you also have in yourself that you hold dear and value to that you value to yourself. And you can do this also with You can give people the control of your happiness and your sadness or depression or whatever you want to call it, your misery, how easily you put that on other people. So, oh, my best friend ditched me, so I'm upset now because I got nothing to do and there's something wrong with this person, they don't like me. Or even with when you meet a girl or something, and you know the old Hollywood saying, "You complete me," right? You know that without this person, you can't be whole. This is a whole thing that Hollywood's really kind of put on people as well. And what happens is you have the opening infatuation stage of meeting somebody, and this person is everything you've ever dreamed of, and they're funny, and they're smart, and they're intelligent, and they're successful, and they're everything that you want yourself to be. And you are in that stage of what they call romantic love, or they call it the honeymoon stage. But the honeymoon stage does not last forever. And eventually the honeymoon stage ends. And what you're left with is who is this actual person? And that's what real love is. Real love isn't the honeymoon stage. It's not. Real love is once all of the projections you put on the person that they're the reason why you're happy, for example, is when you take those projections back and you realize that you are the one that's in charge of your happiness or your sadness, and this person, place, or thing has nothing to do with it. Well, with how you feel. Even if they wrong you in your eyes, you just have to state what is. Okay, this person cheated on me, or this person's leaving me because they don't like me, or whatever the case may be. They're not even, because see that already. You can already get those projections where you're projecting into the future what you think should be, what isn't. And at the end of the day, after romantic love is done, what you're left with, that's the person. That's real love. Authentic love is when you love the person as they are, and you don't expect them to be Sleeping Beauty, the perfect princess forever, or you don't expect him to be the Prince Charming forever. Because how could somebody be Prince Charming forever? Think about how hard that would be, to be perfect always. Or imagine how hard it would be to be Sleeping Beauty forever. Maybe not sleeping, but to be a beautiful princess forever, or whatever you want to call it. Think about how hard it would be for somebody to put all their happiness on you, or all their sadness on you. And think about yourself and how you allow other miserable people, or other happy people, or other people you like, or other people you dislike, to control how you're feeling internally, to control your inner kingdom. There is a difference between the internal and the external. So I just really want to make it clear and make sure people understand the key to contentment in life, and I really have to say too, I really recommend, if you have an opportunity, to read any book by Robert A. Johnson. He's written some great books. One's called We, one's called He, one's called She, where he talks about how the internal monologue, what's going on internally for men, what's going on internally for women, what's going on internally for romantic love. And I think Robert A. Johnson, I recommend here for everybody to, if you have an opportunity, pick up a book by him and read it. And he does a great job of explaining how the internal world works. What's over here? What other things? What are other things what are other projections that can rule your life? Well, another thing, let's say you're in a bar and you see a girl that you like, and she's very pretty, and the first thing you say to yourself was, oh, that girl's too pretty for me. There's no way she'll talk to me. She probably likes guys with lots of money. Well, I'm not good looking enough. I don't got a big enough. Meanwhile, if you just state what it is, it's a girl sitting at a bar by herself. What's the harm in saying hello? How are you? My name is Matt. And if she says, my name is so-and-so, I'm waiting for my boyfriend to come, no big deal. But what if she says, my name is so-and-so, nice to meet you. You strike up a conversation, you have a drink together, you find that you have a few things in common. Next thing you know, you're exchanging phone numbers, and so on and so forth. Because you haven't prejudged. You haven't projected anything on her. It's just a girl in a bar. And that's what we all forget. It's just but we put so many things on pedestals. It's just a girl in the bar, say hello, and she'll tell you, just say hello. That's one of the, anybody that knows me in real life knows that one of my great skill sets is the ability to meet people and talk to people as people. And how do I do that? I just say hello. How are you? My name is Matt. Introduce myself. I have a good time with it. And it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. It doesn't matter if you're pretty or you're ugly. And these are all, again, none of that matters. And at the end of the day, I'm just interested in having a genuine connection with you. And whatever happens, happens. But the minute you start projecting, the minute you stop being yourself for the most part. Think about shooting an arrow, let's say if you ever shoot an arrow. If you just shoot an arrow for the sake of shooting an arrow into a target, let's say. Boom, you take the arrow, pull it back, you shoot it into the target. Simple, right? But now let's say you're in a contest. And if you shoot the arrow, the person that shoots the arrow into the middle of the target gets a prize. Now, all of a sudden, your projections start coming. Oh, now there's something to be won. Now there's an outcome that I want. There's an outcome I want to achieve. And now you become much more nervous when you shoot the arrow. And now when you pull the string back, you're thinking about the end prize. Oh, I want to get this. I want to win this prize. I want to be the best. I want to get the gold at the end of the tunnel. And now all of a sudden you're shaky and you're nervous and you're not yourself, because now you're tying yourself to an end result. And at the end of the day, it's not about an end result. It's about moving fluidly through life. It's about just being who you are. And not being concerned with other people's perceptions of you. Not being concerned with outcome-based thinking. Definitely expecting the best in general is key, but not having a specific outcome to be tied to. Because you never know what the best is going to be. Sometimes the best things that ever happened to you are the worst things that ever happened to you. Sometimes the worst things that ever happened to you are the best things that ever happened to you. As long as you accept what is, that's the key. What is right in front of you? What is the reality of this situation? And what can I do about it? There's a lot of things out of your control. Just like nature. Just like trees. Think about the tree. I know I talk a lot about trees. But even the tree, even if my intention is to come and chop the tree down, the tree doesn't do anything about it. The tree will still give me the fruit of its tree, even if my intention is to come and destroy it. And I'm not saying, at the end of the day, there are things that are out of your control. And you can either accept it or not. You can go to war with reality, or you can accept reality as it is. And you can recognize the projections. And I think the best way to do that is to keep a tally on If you're in a car and you're at a stoplight, or you're in a rush to get somewhere and the subway doesn't come, or the bus doesn't come, or the streetcar is late, or your shoelace breaks, or your dog peed on your sheets, or whatever the case may be, think about how much projection you put onto simple reality. Dog peed on the sheets. Okay, let's clean the sheets. Streetcar is late. The streetcar is not on its normal time. So be it. That's fine. It is what it is. It's out of your control. There's nothing you can do about it. So getting angry and upset about it and letting that ruin your day, that's on you. That's because you're not recognizing what's going on internally in you. The difference between how are you allowing the external world to affect your internal world? These are, especially in these times, so many people are putting their gold on putting their gold or putting their expectations on other people. When you look at politicians, for example, how many people are expecting this politician to be their savior? This politician is going to change everything in the whole world so that my world's going to be great. Or politician slash king, politician slash queen, same idea. This external thing, this external force is going to help make my life better. Or because now this external, my person wasn't selected, my kingdom's going to be ruined because of it. Do you realize that you are the queen or the king of your kingdom? You're the one who rules your internal kingdom. Nobody else does. Unless you allow them to, unless you project that those people are in charge of you. That's the only way they can rule your inner kingdom, is if you allow them to. You're the king, you're the queen of your inner kingdom. You're the one who chooses. You're the one who recognizes, who allows the external world to influence you in a positive or in a negative way internally. So how can you recognize that's happening? That's the key. And it starts with, I'm going to start with the traffic light, but thinking about something so mundane as a traffic light. A red light can ruin your day, even though it has nothing to do with you. It's literally just there to say, stop, slow down, go. But for you, that's the reason why something's not happening for you. It's something else. Something out there is to blame. Versus you learning how to rule your internal kingdom. It's both easy and difficult at the same time. As I said, I'm not enlightened. I project constantly. The key for me is to start realizing and to take accountability for when I'm projecting and call out what actually is reality and what can I do about it. And not to worry about what the past should have been or what the future should be. And to tackle things as they come up. What is, tackle it, put it out there, honor reality, and don't let the external world control my internal kingdom. I'm Matt Ross. I'm the Lone Wolf.